they put it to Reve by the score of 89-32 in the Blue Chip Conference contest. Hank Lopez with me again this evening. Hank, good to have you back. And Hank, this could be a very exciting contest.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, you're going to see two of the best juniors in the state going at it right here. Ryan Kearns and Chuck Hetty for the Alice's. Two good ball players for both ball clubs, and that's going to be the key to stopping each one of the teams. Really, for the Alice's, if they can shut down on Kearns, the Alice's should be able to open more, but the North Knox Warriors are going to have to do a lot more than shut down Hetty tonight. They're going to have to be able to break the press. They're going to be big inside. They'll probably get a lot of rebounds inside, as they got a lot of guys that can rebound. Frank Hall, Nick Trevant, and also Kearns, but they're going to have to be able to break the press. If they can't break the press, they cannot be successful. If they can give the Alice's trouble.
Last year when these two ball clubs met in the regular season, it was Lincoln on top by the score of 90-49. And then in the sectional win, the Alice's took it over North Knox 63-43. Lincoln's head coach Gene Miller is 20-2 against the North Knox Warriors, and Lincoln has won the last 16 of these contests. The series record is 51-3. Of course, Lincoln with the 51 wins, and North Knox with 3 wins. But the North Knox Warriors did win the first game ever played between these two ball clubs back in the 1964-65 season by the score of 89-72. Now we'll give you the starters for the Alice's. As cameraman Brett Rode zooms in to the Lincoln bench. Head coach, of course, Gene Miller, who's assisted by Doug Crook, Don Allstott, Steve Combs, and Steve Young, or rather Tim Young. Clint Barmas starting at one of the guards, 6'1", 175-pound senior. Last week he had 17 points against the South Knox Spartans. He'll be starting at one of the guard slots. The other guard, John Hayden, 6'1", 180-pound junior. He had 5 points against South Knox last Friday night in the Alice Arena. Dan Cleveland will be one of the forwards tonight also, 185-pound senior. He has 8 points last week against South Knox. The other forward, Derek Cardinal. He stands 6'2", tips the scales at 180, and he's also a senior with 4 points last week against the South Knox Spartans. At center, of course, big number 42, 6'9", 200-pound junior. Number 22, or rather 42, who scored 22 points last week against South Knox, Charles Eddy. Head coach Gene Miller in his 16th year at Lincoln High School, assisted by Don Allstock and JV head coach Doug Crook, Steve Combs, and Tim Young. Gene Miller's record overall 356 and 132. And at Lincoln, Gene has won 271 games and lost only 92. And now the PA announcer will introduce the hometown North Knox Warriors. Number 34, Jamie Lane, 6'1". He's a sophomore. Had 8 points last week against the Vincent Reve. Ryan Kearns, the other guard, 6'5", junior, scored 25 points last week against Reve. Chris Wilson, number 33, 6'1", sophomore, he had 10 points against Reve, averaging 5.7 a game. And number 55, Jeff Johannesmeyer, 6'4", he's a senior, 2 points against Reve, he's averaging 3 points a game. Head coach Sean Busick, first-year head coach for the North Knox Warriors, Sean Busick. And he's assisted by Mark Dillon. So this could be a very exciting basketball contest. Inter-county rivalry. Both ball clubs have not lost a ball game yet. Of course, the Alice's season was delayed a couple of weeks by the outstanding performance of the football squad. So the Alice's have only played one game so far. Of course, they won that one big against South Knox by the score of 80-38. Last year, the Alice's finished 20-5. Also, they were eliminated in the semi-state contest, rated 11th this week in the AP poll. And Hank was telling me they're rated 4th in the coaches poll.
Yeah, they are rated 4th this week in the coaches poll. That's a lot of respect coming from the coaches.
Sure is. Ryan Kearns and Charles Eddy at the center circle to tip the ball game off tonight. Packed house here at North Knox High School. Very nice facilities. A little warm, though. Ryan Kearns, 6'5". Charles Eddy, 6'9". They step into the center circle. Mel Redmond puts the ball in the air. It's tipped and controlled by John Hayden for the Alice's. Brings it into Lincoln Land. Eddy, baseline jumper. First shot, good. Charles Eddy had the first bucket of the night. And very quickly, the Alice's go on top. Full court pressure applied now by the Alice's. As Jamie Lane gets it across the timeline. Pass tried to go inside to Johannesmeyer, picked off by the Alice's, and a whistle and a foul called against North Knox.
Already you're seeing the factors of the Alice's defense already. North Knox really a young backcourt, really young juniors and sophomores back there. We'll see how they can match up against the Alice's press. The Alice's press has given fits to a lot of teams this year, as you saw against South Knox, and so far it's already given North Knox a fit with their first turnover.
Dan Cleveland inbounds the ball. Now comes to Derek Cardinal. Charles Eddy, top of the key, fakes the shot. On the wing now, drives to the baseline. Kicks it back out to Hayden at the free throw stripe. Cardinal fakes three, now takes the three. Can't get it. Rebound, Trabant for the North Knox Warriors. Gives to Jamie Lane. Warriors down by 2. Lane to the left side. Now it goes to Chris Wilson on the wing over there. Wilson to Kearns in the paint. Kicks it out. Long shot by Lane. In and out. No good. But a whistle underneath. Another foul called on North Knox. 2 quick fouls now against the Warriors.
As I mentioned last week, good box out inside by the Alice's. John Hayden had the inside position there on Johannesmeyer. And as you see, the only way Johannesmeyer can get a chance to get the ball is to go over the back to the Alice's, do the little things. That'll help them a lot, and we'll see how they can convert on offense, because I think Hetty can take advantage of Trabant inside with the size factor.
It'll be a good matchup inside there. Cardinal now with the basketball with Charles Eddy against Trabant, as Hank mentioned. Down low to Hayden. Bounce pass to Dan Cleveland. Up and no good. Ball's loose and controlled by Derek Cardinal. In the wing, down to Hetty. Chuck backs against Trabant and kicks it out to Cleveland. Around to Hayden. In the corner to Barmas. Takes the drive. Now Hetty faked a three. Jumper in and out, back in. 2 in a row by Charles Eddy. Lincoln now with a 4-point lead and tough man-to-man full court pressure. Lane with the ball for the North Knox Warriors. Knocked out of bounds by Charles Eddy. So the Owls are showing that intense pressure they're so famous for.
Yeah, the Owls are out to play good defense, and also I think Charles Hetty's out to play tonight, trying to show there's a lot of hype between him and Ryan Kearns, who's the better player and everything. I think Hetty's going to come out, and so far he's played well.
Lane's pass goes over to Johannesmeyer, and he intended to pass it back to Lane, and Lane moved to cut to the bucket and wasn't able to grab the pass. Turnover to the Owls with 6:17 to go first quarter. Lincoln on top, 4-0. Cleveland to Hayden. Round to Barmas. Now to Derek Cardinal, far side of the screen. Looking for Barmas for 3. Top of the key. Too short. No good. Hetty with a board. Charles Eddy hauls it down. Sets it up. Taken away by Wilson. Wilson up off the glass and good. Chris Wilson averaging 5.7 a game as the first bucket of the night for North Knox. That comes with 5:51 to go in the first quarter. John Hayden on the dribble in the paint. Up, and he is fouled by Wilson, I believe that'll be. Chris Wilson, 6'1", sophomore. Fouled John Hayden. Hayden in the process of shooting, so he'll go to the free throw stripe.
There's a nice defensive play by Chris Wilson in there. Hetty kind of made a lazy pass, and Wilson just picked it off. Did a nice job of finishing it off. That's what North Knox is going to have to do. They're going to have to come up with some big plays inside and outside against the Alice's.
Sanders in off the bench now. Chris Sanders, a 6'2" sophomore, had 14 points last week against Vincennes Reveille. High score man off the bench. Hayden's first shot up a little bit too short, no good. Last week the Alice's were 10 out of 14 from the free throw line. Hayden will have another one. He was in the process of shooting when he was fouled. 6'1", 180-pound junior. Can't get this one to go either. Rebound hauled in by Johannesmeyer. Now to Ryan Kearns on the far side of the court. Between the legs dribble, now the baseline, picks it up. Intended for Johannesmeyer, taken away by Barmas. Here comes Clint Barmas down the court for the Alice's. Out to John Hayden. Barmas with the basketball again in the paint. Hayden fakes the three. Cardinal in the corner to Cleveland underneath now. Back to Cardinal. Jumper, long three on the way, in and out, no good. Rebound, North Knox. Chris Sanders gives it up to Jamie Lane. North Knox down by 2, 4-2. Kearns long shot, too short, no good. Cardinal clears the board for the Alice's, ahead to Hayden. 5 minutes to go first quarter. Lincoln on top, 4-2. Barmas' pass goes down low to Hetty, turnaround jumper, nice one. Hits the glass and put it through. Hetty with all 6 Alice's points now. 4:45 to go first quarter. Lane on the dribble, pass over to Kearns. Back to Lane, top of the key. He'll take the three and got it. Jamie Lane, that's his 6th three-pointer of the season. Had 1 out of 2 from three-point land last week. Now he is 6 out of 10 on the season. Brings the Warriors to within 1. Now pass down low to Hetty. And Hetty is fouled underneath by Jeff Johanningsmeyer.
That was a nice play by Ryan Kearns, who set that whole play up. He drives inside. People come to him. He can dish it back out to Jamie Lane, who knocks down the three-pointer. But North Knox is having trouble inside, guarding Hetty and outside. They're going to have to switch somebody because Trabant really inside. Hetty will take him outside, and then he can take him off the dribble or post him up inside. Hetty's got good moves, so they're going to have to switch or double team down on Hetty inside.
Joe Cardinal, 6'3" junior, into the contest now for North Knox. Here he's replacing Jeff Johanningsmeyer. Barmes' pass goes deep to Hayden, almost over his head. Barmes alone, three-point land. Nope. Cardinal with the rebound. Back up off the glass, no good. Barmes, rebound, up and good, and fouled. Clint Barmes had 17 points last week against South Knox. And he'll go to the line for 3 the old-fashioned way.
That's a heads-up play by Clint Barmes. He knows that Ryan Kearns just blocked a shot. He's looking to block another one. Gives him the shot fake, gets fouled, and goes and puts it back up. That's a nice heads-up play by Clint Barmes.
6'1", 175-pound senior Clint Barmes had 17 points last week against South Knox. His first bucket of the night. 8-5 lead. Lincoln on top of North Knox. 4:17 to go first quarter. Barmes at the line. He lets it fly. Got it. Three-point play the old-fashioned way. 9-5. Lincoln on top. Kearns with the basketball for North Knox. Gets around Cardinal. He's against Hetty. Off the glass and good. Nice move by Ryan Kearns. Averaging 19 points a game. He had 25 last week against Brevet. It's a 2-point contest. Lincoln on top. Barmes up and nice touch by Clint Barmes. His second consecutive bucket of the night. Seesaw battle, close contest, 11-7 here in the first quarter. Lincoln on top. Ball is in the hands of Chris Sanders now for North Knox. Foul away from the ball. Derek Cardinal and Joe Cardinal going at it. A couple of Cardinal boys.
Yeah, I believe Derek Cardinal getting physical inside, which Derek Cardinal's known for. I mean, he's not going to take him pushing and shoving it inside and make it a little too physical and knock him over. But the Owls are going to have that against the bigger North Knox team.
Sanders' pass comes in to Joe Cardinal. Now around to Jamie Lane. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Tipped around. Rebound by Kearns. Jumper. It is no good. Clint Barmes clears the boards for the Alices. 11-7. Lincoln on top. 3:20 to go first quarter. John Hayden setting things up with the pass to Charles Hetty, the near wing. Hetty guarded by Johanningsmeyer. Gets around him momentarily. Over to Cleveland on the far side. Bounce pass down low to Cardinal. Fakes a shot, puts it up, and got it rolled. Derek Cardinal's first bucket of the night. Had 4 points last week against South Knox. That gives the Alices a 13-7 lead. Down court quickly to Johanningsmeyer. Fakes a shot off the glass. Nice move by Johanningsmeyer. He's averaging 3 points a game. He has 2 now. 13-9. Lincoln on top by 4. 2:45 go first quarter. Whistle away from the ball. Again, a foul call. The officials know what a rivalry this contest is, trying to keep close control of the game. As Mark Beasy checks into the lineup for the first time tonight for the Alices. And John Hayden will sit down. Beasy, a 5'9", 155-pound senior. 8 points last week. Barmes' pass comes to Cardinal. He has the ball off the glass. No good, but a whistle and a foul again underneath. That'll stop the clock with 2:43 to go first quarter. 7th foul on the Warriors.
Well, right now the Alices are really muscling up inside. They've been using a lot with Charles Hetty and Derek Cardinal, Dan Cleveland. Everybody inside has been getting in the mix. Clint Barmes is scoring from the outside. They're doing a good job right now, but what they have to watch out for is the Warriors. They're going to probably come with a run here with Ryan Kearns. They're going to have to be able to play some defense here.
Cardinals' first shot up a little bit too short. No good. Derek Cardinal, 6'2", 180-pound senior. Forward for Gene Miller's Lincoln Alices. Second shot by Cardinal on the way. Got it this time. The Alices 2 out of 5 from the line so far. 2 out of 6 rather. 14-9. Down the court quickly go the North Knox Warriors. Shot up and no good. Taken by Joe Cardinal. Up again, no good. Rebound Hetty for the Alices. Gives to Mark Beasy. Down court quickly to Cleveland. Dan almost has it taken away. The scramble's on. Ball's knocked out of bounds to the North Knox Warriors. No, check it, to the Alice's. 14-9, Lincoln on top. 2:26 to go, first quarter. Mark Beasy with a pass from Daniel Cleveland over to Barmas. Now to Cardinal. Nice pass, but knocked out of bounds the way by Chris Sanders. Clint Barmas to inbound the ball for the Alice's. First-year head coach Sean Busick up off the bench, shouting instructions to his Warriors on defense now. Long baseball pass in the backcourt to Mark Beasy. Mark will come back now and set it up against Jamie Lane. Beasy against Lane now. Gets around Lane in the lane. Baseline jumper by Cleveland. Got it. Pretty shot by Dan Cleveland. 4 Allisons have scored now. That's Cleveland's first bucket. Nice defense. Nice defense by the Allisons. And
I believe that whenever Cardinal knocked that ball away, he ran to the scores bench again, and I think he hit the microphone. We had a little static there, so the refs called that.
Yeah, I wasn't sure whether it was a whistle or what. Now it will be the Warriors ball with 1:56 to go. First quarter, 16-9, Lincoln on top. Kern's pass comes into Jamie Lane. Lane against Beasy now. Lane still on the dribble. Jamie turns, comes to the near side. Whistle on a foul called on Beasy. Very close foul that time. But that's only the second team foul of the night for the Alice's. That'll stop the clock with 1:48 to go, first quarter. Here comes Justin Lowe into the contest. Big Justin, 6'5", 205-pound junior. Had 6 points last week against South Knox, and Dan Cleveland gets a rest.
They also look for Justin Lowe to try to muscle some up inside against this bigger North Knox team. Hopefully he can give some good minutes for the Alice's.
Jamie Lane on the drive against Mark Beasley again. Left side of the paint. Pass goes down low. Shot is partially blocked, but rebound. Charles Eddy tips it out to Mark Beasley. Lincoln or Alice Warrior fans wanted to travel, didn't get a call. Barmas in the paint, dishes under to Lowe. His shot up and good. Nice shot by Lowe. A very unselfish ball club, these Lincoln Alice's, with an 18-9 lead now. Kern's pass ahead to Johannesmeyer. A foul again called on Beasley. 2 in a row on Mark Beasley.
That's I don't know. It's kind of a weird foul there. I don't know if Beasley was pushed or he just dove. But, I mean, really that foul's got to be called because, I mean, if Kearns falls over, doesn't make the pass, and the ball's loose, the fans are going to be on him. So I guess that's a good foul called. But, I mean, it's a tough situation for both ball clubs. I think North Knox is going to call timeout, try to slow things down. Yeah,
Frank Hall came into the contest just long enough to call timeout. With 1:18 to go in the first quarter, Lincoln on top 18-9. We'll take a 30-second timeout, too, but keep it right here on Wabash Cablevision Channel 23.
Image is everything. One chance for a first impression. Make the right decision. Ewing Printing is state-of-the-art, utilizing a 6-color press that shows all colors and is printed before the job is printed. Our color copier prints variable image sizes, picture perfect. In-house graphic design, a Linetronic color separator. Ewing Printing is the area's licensed printer to print doctor prescription pads. Ewing, because image is everything.
Okay, 1:18 to go, first quarter. The Lincoln Alice's over the North Knox Warriors so far, 18-9. There's the buzzer as you see the Warrior huddle there on your screen. Head coach, of course, Gene Miller. His 16th year at the helm of the Lincoln Alice's basketball squad. Last year took them all the way to the semi-state contest. And Ryan Kearns will inbound the ball across the way for North Knox. Gets it in quickly to Jamie Lane against Phil Roth now in there for the Alice's for the first time tonight. And ball is loose. Now to Frank Hall underneath, and Hall is called for a traveling violation. Frank Hall moved to the bucket, but just didn't put the ball on the floor.
That was good, I guess, intimidation there by Justin Lowe. He was going for the block shot, and Frank Hall kind of shuffled his feet a little bit there. But Justin Lowe's done good so far with that nice jump shot from the corner.
I like to see those two big men in there, Hetty and Lowe.
Yeah, they complement each other well.
Certainly do. Hayden picks the ball up now with 54 seconds to go in the first quarter. Pass to Hetty on the far side. Whistle. And a foul away from the ball.
Yeah, I think they're going to hit John Hayden with one. He went through a screen, and the guy was up close on him. I think he might have gave him a little bit of a shove. But, I mean, that's to be expected. Hayden's a physical player. He's a football player. I mean, he's used to the physical contact. And Sometimes you get away with it, and sometimes you get called for the foul.
All right, Kearns tries to get it in bounds. He does now to Jamie Lane. Lane ahead, ahead to Cardinal. Back to Lane now. 42 seconds to go, first quarter. Lane in the lane, takes the jumper at the free throw line. Too soft, no good. Has his rebound, up again, and got it this time. Jamie Lane with his first bucket of the night. He's averaging 10 points a game. 18-11, a 7-point lead for the Alice's. And again, a whistle away from the ball. Foul on Cardinal this time. Derek Cardinal, as Hank mentioned earlier, also a very physical basketball player. 24 seconds to go, first quarter. And Mel Redmond, one of the officials tonight, again trying to keep the contest under control.
Yeah, I mean, it's all right if they're going to call those fouls. If they keep it throughout the game, keep control of it, that's a good foul to call. But if it's going to be sporadic like that, that's not the type of you want to see. But you want to see the game under control.
Kearns pass into the lane with 20 seconds to go, first quarter. Back to Ryan Kearns, top of the key. Picked up by Derek Cardinal. Looking to get it away. He does now to Frank Hall. And I'll check if that's Chris Sanders over in the corner. Into Kearns. Wants to take the shot from the paint. He does. Too hard. No good. Cardinal hauls the ball in for the rebound. And that's the end of quarter number one. With a score. The Vincennes Lincoln Alice is on top of the North Knox Warriors by the score of 18-11. Be back in 60 seconds with second quarter action. So keep it right here on Wabash Cablevision Channel 23.
We've been satisfying the world's best critics for over 20 years.
So, my car's ready to be picked up, huh?
That's right.
Can't tell where I got hit, huh?
No, sir.
Good as new, huh?
Yes, sir. Good as new.
Well, it was right over here, right... Let's see, it was on the... Good as new, huh?
That's right. Good as new. Bring your Rex to Rex. Your satisfaction is guaranteed. Rex's Body Shop in Vincennes.
Make this Christmas special with a gift from Cannon's Furniture and Giftware in Lawrenceville. Cannon's has the largest and best selection of quality name brand furniture in the area. Cannon's also has a huge selection of pictures, mirrors, lamps, and accessories. Whatever decor you're looking for, you'll find it at Cannon's. Visit their beautifully decorated showrooms and make your selection in time for Christmas. Cannon's, open 9 till 5, Monday through Saturday, and Sundays after Thanksgiving, noon till 4 p.m. Visit Cannon's Furniture this holiday season, 1 block east of Illinois Route 1 on Lexington Avenue in Lawrenceville.
Second quarter underway as the North Knox Warriors have control of the basketball. Jamie Lane passes to Ryan Kearns. Kearns long jumper, no good. Ball's tipped away, finally hauled in by Justin Lowe. Two Alice's tipped the ball away. Mitch Roth now with the basketball for Lincoln. Down court, Dan Cleveland. Over to Hayden for three. Got it. John Hayden starts the second quarter off with a three-pointer. 21-11 now. Lincoln on top by 10. Roth goes against Jamie Lane. Lane double team, passes over in the corner to Sanders. Taken away. Now it's loose. Picked up by Roth. Ahead to Hayden off the glass, and good. Hayden, 5 points in a row now. As quickly the Alice's come out with 5 unanswered points here in the second quarter. North Knox Warriors, Joe Cardinal with the basketball now. Gives it to Chris Sanders. Sanders almost has it taken away. And picked up by Roth. Ahead to Hetty. Knocked away from behind by Rick Kearns. Ryan Kearns, rather. Ryan on the dribble to the baseline. Out to Lane, no good. Rebound down court comes to Roth off the glass, and good. Mitch Roth, his first bucket of the night. And now head coach Sean Busick wants a timeout.
Yeah, the Alice's, they start off, I mean, you try to concentrate on trying to guard Charles Hetty. Well, they stopped Charles Hetty. Then they got to try to stop Clint Barmas. Now it's John Hyde. Now it's Mitch Roth. So many guns coming at you. It's just hard to key on one person for the Alice's. And North Knox really right now having trouble controlling the ball. They probably need to slow down the tempo of the game. They're trying to run too much. They got to try to slow down the game because it's just too fast-paced for their team. They're more of a come-down, set up your offense, get your shots by Kearns or Trabon or somebody inside. They don't like to run the ball as much as the Alice's do, and they can't get in a horse race with the Alice's because the Alice's are going to win. As you've seen, they've already started with 7 unanswered points here to start the second quarter.
We have a minute here, I want to pass along the information that the Lincoln's game with Evansville Central that was supposed to have been the first game of the year has been rescheduled for next Tuesday, December 17th. And with the pairings for the holiday tourney have been released. We'll get to those in just a little bit. But right now we're back to action with Ryan Kearns getting the ball in to Chris Sanders. for the Warriors with 6:35 to go in the first half. Ahead now to Kearns. Tried to do behind the back dribble, almost taken away. It's loose and the scramble's on. Ball goes out of bounds, and it was last touched by the North Knox Warriors.
Yeah,
So it'll be Lincoln ball out.
It went off Ryan Kearns' foot. That's good hustle by both ball clubs. You got people on the floor hustling for the ball. That's what both coaches like to see.
25-11, Lincoln on top with 6:20 to go first half. John Hyden with the basketball for the Alice's. Down to Justin Lowe in the corner. Back to Hyden now, the give and go. And a foul called on the North Knox Warriors, Chris Wilson, number 33. The pairings we'll give to you right now for the holiday tourney for the Alice's. Let's see, Evansville Varsity will play Indianapolis North Central in the first game, December 27th. And then the Alice's will play our Illinois neighbor, Lawrenceville, in the 8 p.m. game, December 27th. And the consolation game and the championship games will be played on December 28th. John Hyden at the free throw stripe. He's 0 for 2 from there so far tonight. As we have a substitution in Clint Barmas coming back into the contest now for the Alice's. As Mitch Rock will get a rest and a very nice hand from the crowd. Lincoln, of course, in the bonus. Hyden's first shot up and rings the rim. No good. Ball's loose and hauled in by Chris Sanders. Sanders brings the ball across the midcourt stripe against John Hyden. Pass to Ryan Kearns. Down low to Johanningsmeyer. Taken away by Justin Lowe. Gives it over to Charles Eddy. Under 6 minutes to go now in the first half. Lincoln with a 25-11 lead. John Hyden setting things up now on the far side of the court. Goes baseline, but he is called for traveling.
Yeah, he moved up. He picked up his pivot foot there. That was a good call by the ref. But down the other end, you see Justin Lowe really developed as a player. Nice defensive play there. Gets the whole thing started. The Alice's didn't score, but it's nice to see a player like Justin Lowe step up and play.
Kearns pass comes in to Jamie Lane. Lane trying to dribble against a double team. Now passes back to Sanders. Sanders now gets it across the 10-second mark. Stops, jumps, pumps, and in and out. No good. Lowe, I believe, with the rebound. No, it's not Lowe. It's Kearns. And Johanningsmeyer.
I think
Traubant picked up. That's right. His second bucket of the night. Pass goes into Lowe, and Traubant guarding Lowe a little too closely, called for the personal foul.
Yeah, I think Traubant right there. I mean, they're both pretty big guys inside, but I think Traubant might have gave him the push back underneath. When you're playing in the post, it's all about position inside. He was trying to get the upper hand and get Lowe off balance, but he's going to be called for the shove, and Lowe's going to go to the free throw line. Nick
Traubant stands 6'6", Justin Lowe 6'5". Lowe checks out now, and Derek Cardinal comes back into the lineup for the Alice's.
We're going to have a problem here because Justin Lowe won't be able to check out because he's the free throw shooter, so Cardinal's got to come back out.
Yeah, you might want to shoot a couple first.
Yeah.
Justin Lowe had 6 points last week against the South Knox Spartans in that 80-38 victory. First one of the season for the Alice's. First game they played of the year. Lowe's first shot up and good. So Justin now has 3 points on the contest, and he'll be shooting another one. He was, of course, the bonus is in effect for the Alice's. 6'5", 205-pound junior Justin Lowe got them both. Now he can check out.
That's one of those you kind of want to miss. The second one, you just stay in the game a little bit longer.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
But it's nice to see Lowe get some quality minutes for the Alice's. Came in and got 4 points. It's nice to see.
He really has developed into a fine young ball player. Lane crosses the timeline now. The Alice's wanted a double dribble, I believe. Didn't get a long pass, and it'll go out of bounds right to head coach Gene Miller. So the Alice's forcing another turnover with 5:11 to go in the first half. Lincoln on top, 27-13. 14-point lead by the Alice's. John Hyde directing traffic as he passes the ball across the 10-second mark to Clint Barmas. Barmas looking for Hetty. He has him on the bounce pass. Hetty to the bucket, up and good. Charles Hetty with his 8th point of the night. 29-13, Lincoln on top now. Lane's pass goes to Chris Sanders, but John Hyden fouls him in the process.
Yeah, I believe Hyden, the one thing you don't like to do is to get up in the air when you're a basketball player. If you get up in the air and your player's on the floor, you're most likely going to be in trouble. He got up in the air and landed on Sanders, I believe, and Hyden will pick up the personal foul, and Beasley will check back into the contest. Hopefully we can't get both of those in foul trouble because I believe they both have 2 in the contest.
Yeah, I know Hyden has 2. I think Beasley had, that's right, he had 2 consecutive fouls earlier in the first quarter. Ryan Kern's pass comes in to Chris Sanders. Sanders gets around Barmas momentarily. Goes across now to Jamie Lane. In the corner to Joe Cardinal. Cardinal jumps, pumps, and no, can't get her to go down. Hetty gets the rebound after a couple of tips. Lincoln enjoying a 29-13 lead. Whistle away from the ball, and a foul again called on the North Knox Warriors. I believe that'll go against Ryan Kearns.
I think they might give it, yeah, they're going to give it to Dan Cleveland on a legal screen, I think.
No, the other number 40.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll walk the length of the court with 4 minutes and 23 seconds to go in the first half. Lincoln enjoying a 16-point lead, 29-13.
It's nice to see, though. Charles Hetty gets the rebound, and he brings it up himself. That's a sign of a good ball player. You got a 6'8", 6'9" guy getting the rebound and bringing him up himself. That's a sign of a good ball handler, and then he's smart enough to bring it back out and get it to Beasley to set up the offense.
Ryan Kearns first shot up and good. Kearns is a 64% free throw shooter. Coming into tonight's contest, he was 14 out of 22, now 15 out of 23.
Another good ball player here for North Knox. Kearns is going to be a good ball player, but the Alices have shut him down as of yet.
Kearns' second shot from the stripe, got it. 2 out of 2 from the line tonight for Kearns. He has 4 points in the contest, well below his average of 19 points. And we're only 4 minutes and 15 seconds away from the first half. Beasley's pass to Barmas, up and no good. Rebound hard by Trabant, down the court quickly to Sanders. Passes over to Kearns, fakes a shot, and he moved his feet before he shot, called for traveling.
Yeah, we had a shuffle the pivot foot there. He kind of took the step before he put the dribble down, and that was good. But I saw Dan Cleveland back there. Ryan Kearns hustled on the floor. He was calling for the ball, but Dan Cleveland was sprinting right with him to make sure he didn't get that pass. That's why they got people settling in to guard Ryan Kearns.
Under 4 now to go in the first half. Mark Beasley on the dribble for the Alices. North Knox in a man-to-man defense. Hetty's pass to Cardinal, around the horn to Beasley. Beasley looking for Hetty. He's blocked out. Barmas in the paint. Jumps. Nice move by Barmas. Can't get it to go down, though. He was in the air a long time. Ryan Kearns with the rebound for North Knox. All the way, coast to coast, up and good. Kearns now with 6 points on the night. The 29-17 ball game. Lincoln on top. 3.5 to go first half. Cardinal with the basketball now for the Alices. Back to Barmas. Round to Beasley, didn't take the three. Cardinal on top of the key, too hard, no good. Rebound, Trabant, and a foul called. No, wait, the ball was out of bounds to the North Knox Warriors with 3:20 to go first half. Kearns trying to get it in against Dan Cleveland. He does. To Jamie Lane, and it comes ahead to Joe Cardinal. Cardinal on the dribble now against Dan Cleveland. Picks up his dribble. Or rather, Cardinal. Now taken away by Beasley. Ahead to Cardinal. Derrick against the other Cardinal, and a foul called against Joe Cardinal. Allison moving that ball up and down the court. With 3:06 to go in the first half. Lincoln on top, 29-17.
Yeah, when Beasley gets the ball, he can start the fast break pretty quickly. He brings it up the floor, and he got his head up looking for whoever's open, dishing it off to Cardinal that time. A lot of times people want to see him get the Hetty. Hetty can get the breakaway dunk, but Beasley shows his unselfishness, giving it to Cardinal this time down the floor, and Cardinal beat the free throw line.
Derrick Cardinal is 1 out of 2 from the stripe so far. 6'2", 180-pound senior. That's a fly, and too hard, no good. Had 4 points against South Knox last Friday night at Alice Arena. He has 3 now, trying to get his 4th on this free throw. Too short, no good. Hetty has the rebound, up too short, no good. Rebound Kearns for the Warriors. Under 3 minutes to go now, first half. Ryan Kearns against Dan Cleveland. Gives it up to Jamie Lane. Down low, up and no good. Shot by Nick Trabant. Rebound by Hetty. Ahead to Beasley. Ahead to Barmas. To the bucket. Up and no good. Rebound. Tripped in Jeff Johanningsmeyer. Gives it up to Jamie Lane now. Lane crosses the 10-second line with 2:35 to go first half. Lane's pass goes left side to Sanders, and he's fouled by Barmas. 2 minutes and 33 seconds to go first half. Lincoln on top, 29-17. And that's the 8th team foul now on the Alices, and that'll put the Warriors in the bonus. At the line, number 24, Chris Sanders. He's an 82% free throw shooter, 14 out of 17 so far on the season. Sanders, a 6'2" sophomore. Up and got it. Sanders scored the most points off the bench last week when the Warriors defeated Rivet by the score of 89-32. Sanders' second shot up and also good. So Sanders 2 out of 2 from the charity stripe. 10-point Lincoln lead now with 2.5 to go in the first half. Beasley with the basketball to Derek Cardinal. Down low to Charles Eddy and off his fingertips and out of bounds. Looked like it was almost touched by Jeff Johannesmeyer, but the official Mel Redmond didn't see it that way.
Yeah, one stat right now for the Alice's that's really hurting them. They are 4 of 10 from the free throw line at 40%. North Knox is 4 of 4. So even though they made the same amount, they haven't been there the same amount of times. The Alice is only 40% from the free throw line.
Kern's pass comes in to Jamie Lane. Picked up immediately, full court man-to-man by Mark Beasy. Crossing the 10-second mark. Down low it goes to Johannesmeyer. Now back to Lane. In the lane, puts it up and got it down. Jamie Lane with his 7th point of the night. That's the lead to 8 now with 2 minutes to go in the first half. 29-21, Lincoln on top. Heddy's moved to the bucket, and he is fouled by Johannesmeyer. Head coach Sean Busick wanted a traveling violation, but his appeal to Mel Redmond, the official, didn't get the job done. So that'll stop the clock at 1:57 to go first half. Lincoln with an 8-point lead, 29-21. And big Charles Heddy at the free throw strike. Heddy has not been there tonight so far, but he does have 8 points in the contest. 4 buckets, or rather 3 buckets in the first quarter and 1 here in the second period. Travis Holman into the contest for the first time now, number 50 for the North Knox Warriors. He's 6'5", he's a senior. Heddy shot up and good. Pretty shot by Charles Heddy. Has his first one from the free throw stripe for his 9th point of the night. First half. He scored 22 last week against South Knox. Heddy's second shot up, too hard, no good. Rebound Trabant for the Warriors. Gives it over to Ryan Kern. Rick's his dad, I guess. Ryan on the dribble. On the give and go, has it back, loses the ball momentarily. Behind the back pass to save it, and it goes out of bounds to the Alice's. 1:42 to go, first half. 9-point Lincoln lead, 30-21. Cleveland's pass to Mark Beasy. Beasy inside Lincoln land. Heddy with the basketball to the bucket hard. Jumps, dishes it off to Barmas. Nice dish, up and good. Very unselfish ball club. A nice assist by Charles Heddy that time. Warriors having trouble getting it up court. Now Jamie Lane gets it across the 10-second mark. Down 32-21. Pass goes to Holman. Now baseline, it goes to Sanders. Back to Sanders now, top of the key. He'll fire. Nope, too short. Trabant up and good. Nick Trabant with his 6th point of the night. Averages 13 a game, about halfway there. Beasy for 3, in and out, no good. Off the rim. Here comes Lane down the court. Has it knocked away from behind by Barmas. 53 seconds to go first half. 32-23. Lincoln on top by 9.
Yeah, Coach Gene Miller not happy. He talked to Mark Beasy right there saying, why'd you shoot that shot? He's not happy with that 3-point shot. When the Alice's need points, they want to go inside to Eddie, let him draw the defense, and let him dish or let him shoot. That's the kind of shot they want, not a pull-up 3-pointer.
Ball is loose. Barmas picks it up on the steal. Nice pass to Cleveland. Can't get her to go, but Beasy follows it in with a nice soft touch and his first bucket of the night. 35 seconds to go first half. Lane with the basketball through traffic all the way to the bucket. Takes it up himself, puts it in. Coast to coast for Jamie Lane. He now has 9 points on the night. 34-25. Lincoln still on top by 9 with 18 seconds to go first half of basketball here at North Knox. Lincoln and North Knox, both undefeated ball clubs. 8 seconds to go in the first half. Knocked out of bounds by Chris Sanders. 7 seconds now to go in the first half as Dan Cleveland will inbound the ball against Travis Holman. Gets it into Beasy. 6'5". Beasy to the bucket, jumps, pumps, and scores! Mark Beasy put the last bucket of the first half through. And that gives the Alice's a 36-25 halftime lead. So at halftime here at North Knox, the Vincennes Lincoln Alice's on top of the North Knox Warriors by 11 points. 36-25. You see the score there on your screen. And we'll be back with all the exciting second half action and the stats on first half. So keep it right here on Wabash Cablevision, Channel 23.
Huge selection. Memmering Motorplex. Largest selection in southern Indiana. Your automotive supermarket. Quality selection and service. Just ask our customers.
I got the best deal at Memory.
We get the service that we need, and we're very satisfied.
When you come in the front door, everybody says hi to you.
It's always fair.
They got a big selection, and the people around here make you feel so good.
Memmering Motorplex, 1949 Hart Street, Vincennes, your automotive supermarket.
Gentlemen, do you know how great it would feel to receive a set of pink golf clubs for Christmas? Or a 96-piece Craftsman tool set? Or season's tickets to your favorite sporting event? Then you know how she'll feel with the gift of a sparkling diamond or precious stone jewelry from Joe Craft Jewelers, locally owned and located at 217 Main in the historic bank building. Joe Craft Jewelers, where elegance is priced within your reach.
I'll get the cue.
As you see, the Owls and the Warriors come back onto your screen. Second half just about ready to begin, and the score here at halftime, the Owls is on top of the North Knox Warriors, 36-25, and Hank Lopez, tell us how it's going in the first half.
Okay, scoring in the first half, the North Knox Warriors were led in the first half by Jamie Lane. Lane connected on 4 field goals. One of those was a 3-point field goal for 9 points. Ryan Kearns connected on 2 2-point field goals and was 2 of 2 from the free throw line for 6 points. Nick Trebon had 3 2-point field goals for 6 points. Chris Wilson had 1 2-point field goal for 2 points. And Chris Sanders was 2 of 2 from the free throw line with 2 points. Free throw shooting, the Warriors were 4 of 4. As I mentioned, that's really helped them so far. So they haven't missed any free throws. The Alices have had trouble from the free throw line. Scoring for the Alices in the contest. In the first half, rather, Charles Hetty was the leading scorer. He had 4 2-point field goals and was 1 of 2 from the free throw line for 9 points. Clint Barmas had 3 2-point field goals and 1 of 1 from the free throw line for 7 points. Then it was John Hayden. Hayden had 2 field goals. One of them was a 3-point field goal for 5 points. Mark Veazey had 2 2-point field goals for 4 points. Justin Lowe had a 2-point field goal and 2 of 2 from the free throw line for 4 points. And Dan Cleveland and Mitch Roth both had 2 points each in the first half, and Dan Cleveland had 3. Had 1 field goal, Derek Cardinal had 3, 1 field goal and 1 of 4 from the free throw line. So the Alices really hurt from the free throw line in the first half of play. That really hurt them. They shot about 45% from the free throw line for the first half. So they're going to have to improve on that, but they know where to get the ball whenever they need it. Charles Hetty has been a mainstay so far in the first half. They're going to have to keep pounding the ball into him, and Clint Marvis is also playing well for the Alices.
And the Alices really with a very balanced scoring attack. As we mentioned, all but one of the Alices on the roster having put the points on the scoreboard in the first half.
Yeah, I was going down the score sheet here, and I just keep on looking over it. And the whole side for the Alices is filled. I mean, you just go right down the line. Everybody here has scored except for one person on the roster that we have listed here. So, I mean, that's balanced scoring when you can get everybody on the score sheet, on the scoreboard in the first half. You know everybody's doing a good job of contributing.
Last week, as we mentioned, the North Knox Warriors defeated Reveille by the score of 89-32, and the Alices put South Knox, gave them their first L in the loss column last week by the score of 80-38. The Alices, of course, have 1-0 in Big 8 conference play. Boonville right now 3-0. Jasper's 1-2. Princeton 1-3. In the Big 8 Conference, Washington 2-1, Tell City 0-2, and Mount Vernon 0-1. But right now we've got the county rivalry. The North Knox Warriors, you see him there on the screen, head coached by Sean Busick, his first year at North Knox. And the North Knox Warriors tangle with the Lincoln Owls here in the second half, as the Owls will have the ball out of bounds with an 11-point lead to start quarter number 3. Dan Cleveland has it and gives it into John Hayden. Here we go, underway quarter number 3. Hayden's pass to Hetty. Hetty tried to pass it back to Hayden, but it was taken away by Chris Sanders. Ahead, ball comes to Chris Wilson. Back to Sanders, into Kearns. Shot up, partially blocked by Hetty. Rebound pulled down by Hetty. Charles on the dribble. Takes it across the timeline against Ryan Kearns. Behind the back pass. Taken away by Chris Wilson. To the bucket, jumper too hard, no good. Kearns crashes the board for the rebound, up and good. So Ryan Kearns picks up the first bucket of the second half. And the Warriors come back to within 9, 36-27. Barnes with the basketball to Cardinal. Cardinal's pass was out of bounds off the fingertips of Charles Eddy to the North Knox Warriors.
And Coach G. Miller is going to put Justin Lowe into the contest now for the Owls. I think he's going to come in for Cardinal, I believe. But Chuck Eddy, not the kind of pass that he wanted to see. Threw that one behind the back, trying to get showboating. The Owls can save the showboating for later, but they need to link to the lead right now because North Knox is a team that's going to play on emotion from the crowd.
Warriors come down the court quickly. Pass goes over on the far side, in and out, no good by Sanders. Rebound by the Warriors, Chris Wilson, and he's fouled as he's going up for the shot. So the Owls commit the first foul of the second half. That'll be against Dan Cleveland. That will put Chris Wilson at the free throw line. He's a 67% free throw shooter. 6 out of 9 on the year, averaging 5.7 a game. He has 2 points now. Well, I guess they say he wasn't in the act of shooting, so they're going to have the Warriors take the ball out of bounds under their own bucket. 7:05 go, third period. Lincoln 36, North Knox 27. High pass into Kearns, almost loses the handle on the ball, picks it up. Pass down low, nice shot rejected. Joe Cardinal shot rejected, and again, the Owls commit a personal foul. With 6:58 to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, see, other than that, a little miscommunication. One ref called the jump ball because he saw Justin Lowe with his hand on the ball. The other ref saw Dan Cleveland inside. I guess he had a hand on the back, so he'll pick up the personal foul, not Justin Lowe, who they said had all ball.
Joe Cardinal, 7 out of 7 from the line so far this year. Make that 8 out of 8 as he puts this one through from the free throw mark. 6'3" junior Joe Cardinal had 10 points last week against Rebay. 69% shooter from the field, averaging 8 points a game, and he is perfect from the stripe. Cleveland sits down, and Roth comes into the contest now for the Owls. Here's a second shot from the line by Cardinal. Too hard, no good. Ball's loose, finally controlled by Eddy. Charles Eddy passes it over to John Hayden. Hayden all the way to the bucket, and he is foul called on the North Knox Warriors for blocking. And the Warrior fans don't like that at all. That was called on Joe Cardinal.
Yeah, that was a pretty good call, though, because John Hayden saw the opening, he went through it, and Joe Cardinal kind of took a little stutter step to get in front of Hayden, and when you do that, you're not really set there for a full second, it's going to get the blocking foul every time.
Nick Trabant goes in now for Joe Cardinal, as it'll be Lincoln ball out of bounds with 6:49 to go, third period. Lincoln on top by 8, 36-28. Roth gets it into Charles Eddy, guarded by Ryan Kearns. Back to Roth, jumper, got it, pretty shot. By Mitch Roth, his 4th point of the night. A 10-point lead again by the Alices. 6:30 to go, third period. Ball's loose, Eddy has it for the Alices. Down court. Up off the glass, won't go in, too soft. Has his own rebound, tries to put it back up, but he's fouled by North Knox. So action getting a little physical here in the third quarter.
Yeah, Eddy wanted the intentional foul, but it's going to be tough to get an intentional foul underneath the basket like that because really you got to give the defensive player credit. I mean, he's really trying to go for the block shot. There might have been extracurricular activity we didn't see. That's a nice job of Eddy going inside. He misses the layup, gets his own rebound, gets back up and gets fouled. And hopefully he can convert on some free throws because they haven't been able to convert so far.
He's 1 out of 2 from the line so far tonight, but he does have 9 points in the game. Charles Eddy, Big Charles, 6'9", 200-pound junior. Flies it and got the roll. Charles Eddy now with 10 points on the night. 2 from the stripe and 8 from the field. 39-28 Lincoln lead. 40-28 Lincoln lead as Eddy connects on both his free throws. 6:20 to go, third quarter. Pass taken away by Eddy. Charles across to Justin Lowe. Lowe all the way to the bucket. Doesn't get it to go down. Rebound scooped in by Sanders. He gives it over to Jamie Lane. Lane comes to the near side. Now goes back to the far side. Kearns for 3. No, too hard. Hayden with the rebound for the Alices. Down court he comes to Barmas. Nice move by Barmas. In the paint, kicks it out to Roth. He'll jump. And in and out, no good. Rebound Trabant for the North Knox Warriors. Gives it over to Jamie Lane. Lane all the way, jumps, pumps, and too hard, no good. Out of bounds to, well, we'll see. There's a foul on the play.
Yeah, I think Trabant was over the back there. Good inside position there by Barmas. Trabant ends up going over the back there. And as I mentioned, the inside position is going to be a factor, stealing off the big guys inside.
Lincoln on top, 40-28. 5:40 to go, third period. Big Charles Eddy gets it in to John Hayden. He crosses the 10-second stripe against Jamie Lane. Hayden goes to the left side. Barmas in the corner now. Baseline corner. Guarded by Johanningsmeyer. Now back to Hayden. To Barmas. One time on the floor. Roth fakes the three. Pass to Hayden. He'll take the three. Can't get it. Rebound. Roth for three. No. Hayden again in the paint. Puts it up. It won't go in, but he's fouled. And that'll probably be on Johanningsmeyer. Number 55. With 5:10 to go, third period. Still 40-28. Lincoln on top.
That's one of the better qualities of John Hayden. He's one of the, I guess you could say, best basketball actors. He can go up and maybe not get hit as hard, but he can fake like he got fouled. Also, he does a great job of drawing charges. He's a good player to have on the basketball team because of that fact. And hopefully he can hit some free throws as Hetty went and connected. Hopefully Hayden can connect and bring up the average for the team.
Hayden is 0 for 3 from the free throw stripe tonight. He has one three-pointer and one field goal. All those coming back in the second quarter. Now we have a little bit of a timeout on the floor as some perspiration needs to be mopped up.
Yeah, that's where Kearns and Hetty, they were blocking each other out and ended up tripping over each other and both fell on the ground, and so that's where they both fell into the ground hustling after the ball.
Lincoln's next ball game will be on December 14th when we travel down to Boonville to take on the Pioneers. Next home game, as we mentioned, the one that has been rescheduled on December 17th with Evansville Central. At the line, John Hayden, 0 for 3, and he got this one. So Hayden has one from the line, one from three-point land, and one field goal in tonight's contest so far. 6', 180-pound junior Hayden puts it up too hard, no good. Frank Hall with the rebound for North Knox. Jamie Lane's pass goes ahead to Ryan Kearns. Back to Lane, top of the key. Down low, knocked out of bounds by Hetty. Pass intended for Trabant, I believe. 4:59 to go, third period. 41-38, or rather 28. A 13-point lead by the Owls. Kearns slaps the ball one time, gets the play in motion, looking to get it into, he does, to Jamie Lane. Lane in the wing. Goes to the top of the key to Chris Sanders. Sanders on the dribble. Guarded by Barmas. Three on the way by Kearns. Got it this time. Ryan Kearns has his second three-pointer of the year. He's 2 out of 9 from three-point land. All the way down the lane. And a charging foul called against Miss Roth. Big roar from the North Knox Warrior fans as Roth picks up a charging violation. And that is his first foul of the game. Full court pressure now applied by the Owls. Kearns' pass comes in to Chris Sanders. Sanders double teamed in the backcourt, almost taken away. Gives it over to Lane. Now Lane ahead to Ryan Kearns. Kearns in the paint all the way, dishes up, and it won't go down, but he's fouled. Nice move by Kearns. Very athletic move by Ryan Kearns, 6'5". He's a junior.
Yeah, you got to give North Knox credit right now. They're breaking the Alice's press, getting the ball up, and they're in a fast break situation, and they're at the line. And this half, you can tell the fouls are a lot more even. In the first half, the Owls were already in the bonus into the first quarter right now, but you can tell the fouls are more even, which means North Knox is getting the ball and drawing more fouls than the Owls. Kearns connects on his first free throw.
Kearns a 64% free throw shooter. 3 out of 3 from the line tonight. Ryan Kearns, 6'5", junior, got it again. 4 out of 4 from the stripe. That cuts the Lincoln lead to 8. And John Hayden backs it out. Dishes it over to Roth. Barmas almost took the three. In the paint, dishes it down low to Roth. Too soft, no good. Rebound, Trabant kicks it out of there. Ahead to Lane, now ahead to Kearns. Kearns all the way, and a blocking foul called against John Hayden. And John Hayden smiles at Mel Redmond and says, I don't think it was, but I'll let you have it this time. 4:11 to go in the third quarter. 41-33, Lincoln on top.
As I mentioned, Hayden's good at drawing chargers, and I think Redmond might have seen that one a few too many times maybe and gave Kearns the benefit of the doubt on that one. But good defensive play by Hayden. He was there As we mentioned, that's different, though. The Alice's in the first half did not step up and stop the ball. You have to stop the ball on a fast break. That time he came up and tried to stop the ball, and they're going to have to do that if North Knox is going to continue to get these fast break situations.
Chris Sanders waiting to take the ball out of bounds as soon as all the groundwork is done. The Warriors' next game will be here on December 13th against Shakamak. Then they host the county rival South Knox on December 14th. It'll be the North and the South game here at North Knox when the Warriors and the Spartans collide on December 14th here at the North Knox Arena. Ball comes in to Lane now. To Kearns. Turns around, puts it up, and got it. Nice shot by Ryan Kearns. And Kearns makes it a 6-point lead now, 41-35. Just under 4 to play, third period. Barmas now with the basketball for the Alices. Guarding it, gives to Derek Cardinal, picked up by Frank Hall. Cardinals pass to Hayden, now back to Cardinal. Cardinal jumps on the line, no, too short. Teddy with the rebound, takes it to the bucket hard, good. Nice move by Hetty, his first bucket from the field in the second half. Whistle and a foul called on the North Knox Warriors, and head coach Sean Busick up wanted to know what happened. Lincoln ball out of bounds. Barmas' pass taken away by Ryan Kearns. Kearns dishes it over, up and good by Sanders. Chris Sanders, his first bucket. 43-37 again, a 6-point lead by the Alices. Hetty with a pass to Hayden in the paint. Dishes it out to Barmas. Barmas in the paint all the way, puts it up, and it will not go down. In and out, about halfway down and back out. But Barmas is fouled in the process.
When the Alices need a basket, they know where to go. Charles Hetty and Clint Barmas are going to be the guys. Looks like this year they're going to go for the scoring. And you got to go to them, and you got to hope they can score. Clint Barmas does his job, gets to the free throw line.
And he's 1 out of 1 from the free throw line tonight. Last week, the Alices were 10 out of 14 from the charity stripe. This week, not quite as hot. Head coach Sean Busick says something to Mel Redmond and one of the officials, and he very courteously listened to him, but I don't know if it's going to do any good or not. Now we'll see another official coming over to the scorer's bench, and we'll have to see what the question is. They're going to leave Barmas at the free throw stripe. Clint Barmas, 6'1", 175-pound senior. 7 points in the contest tonight. All those coming back in the first half. And he has his first point here in the second half from the free throw stripe. 44-37. Lincoln with the lead at 3:14 in the third quarter. Barmas' next shot from the line, good again. Barmas is perfect from the line, 3 out of 3. Kearns pass comes into Lane. Jamie on the dribble, bounces it to Trabant, guarded by Charles Hetty. Across the court, it comes to Sanders, and Sanders pass to Kearns. Whistle and a foul called against the Alices. Again, these officials keeping the ball game very close, need to keep it in control. That's what they're doing.
That time North Knox did a good job, but we're going to see the Alices go to this triangle thing where they'll let North Knox get the ball inbound, and they'll trap right as soon as they get over the half-court line. North Knox can break that, they'll be successful, but they got to keep on breaking that. But the Alice's defense is going to have to step it up a notch right now. They've kind of faltered a little bit here in the third quarter, rather.
Lincoln with an 8-point lead now, 45-37, 3:03 to go, third quarter. Ryan Kearns inbounded for North Knox. Gets it in to Jamie Lane. Nice move against Hayden. To Kearns now in the paint. Jumps, pumps, too short. Cleveland hauls in the carom. Dishes it off. John Hayden across the 10-second mark with 2:45 to go, third period. Hayden for the Owls. His pass goes to Dan Cleveland. Cardinals free throw line jumper, in and out, no good. Rebound Hayden, back up, no good. Ball's loose, Hayden has it again. His shot up, no good. But he's fouled, I believe, by Jamie Lane.
That's good hustle inside by John Hayden. Gets
Sure
the first one. Looks like he might have got fouled. Then he comes back, gets his own rebound amongst the trees in there. That's just good hustle inside by John Hayden. Good position. He's doing a good job inside for the Alices.
He is. 2 6'1" guards. Hayden, like you said, Hank, for the Alices, and Lane, a 6'1" guard for the Warriors.
Yeah, you got the little guys up amongst the trees inside, and a lot of times the guards will come out with there just because they're quicker and they can just sneak up in there.
Yeah, scrappy. 2:37 to go, third quarter. John Hayden, 1 for 5 from the line. His sixth shot from the stripe. Too hard, no good. Very uncharacteristic of the Alices. Hyden, a 6'1", 180-pound junior. Next shot from the stripe. Got it this time. 2 points from the line, both here in the third quarter. Lincoln now with a 9-point lead, and the ball is knocked out of bounds by Dan Cleveland. Back to the Warriors.
Yeah, here's the trap I'm talking about. We'll see if they can get it. They're going to let them get, well, this is a different kind of trap. But they're going to have to be able to fight the pressure.
Kearns to Lane, back to Kearns now. Dishes it down to Hall. Pass to Trabant, goes out of bounds. It'd be turned over to the North Knox, or rather to the Lincoln Alices.
Yeah, see, that's what happens. Sometimes you get the ball in the wrong hands of the wrong people. Frank Hall not used to holding the ball out front, trying to do a little too much. The North Knox, once they break the press like that, they got to stop and pull it back out and set up the offense.
Hyden takes the ball across the timeline slowly with 2:18 to go, third quarter. Passes to Barmas in the corner. Clint on the dribble a couple of times between his legs. Picks it up. Derek Cardinal in the wing. Now goes top of the key. Right side wing to Hyden. All the way cross court to Barmas. Wide open. He'll take the three. Too short. Has his own rebound, though. We'll have it for a minute. Now Dan Cleveland has it. It's knocked out of his hands by Chris Sanders, and it'll be Lincoln ball with exactly 2 minutes to go, third period. And Lincoln with a 9-point lead, 46-37. Cleveland bounces it into John Hyden. He sees Cardinal, fires it over to him. Back to Hyden now. Cardinal, top of the key, fakes the shot. Fakes it again. Petty, top of the key, fakes that shot too. He'll take it to the bucket. Now backs it out in the wing on the right side. Dan Cleveland, Hyden, over to Cardinal now. Down to Hetty underneath. Nice pass, nice shot up and good. Good ball movement by the Alices. 48-37, 11-point Lincoln lead. Lane's pass bounces down to Frank Hall in the corner on the far side for North Knox. Back to Lane, cross to Ryan Kearns. Long three by Kearns on the way, no good. Cardinal has the rebound for the Alices. Gives to John Hyden. 1:10 to go, third period. Baseline jumper, Cleveland too hard, no good. Barmas over the back of Chris Sanders for a personal foul.
Yeah, Sanders with a nice job sealing Barmas off inside. He tried to jump up over him and try to get the ball, but that's not going to work. If you got the inside position, that's a good job by Sanders. We mentioned all so far this year, it's nice to seal them off inside because they'll have to go over your back to get the ball.
They've been doing a great job of that so far. 1:09 to go, third period. 11-point Lincoln lead, 48-37. Clock stopped as that's Chris Sanders, an 82% free throw shooter at the free throw stripe. He's 2 for 2 from the line tonight. Averages 15 points a contest and has only 2 so far. So the Alices have shut Sanders down. He scored 14 points against Brevet. Chris Sanders, 6'2", sophomore, at the free throw stripe. Up and good. Chris Sanders is his third free throw of the night. Cuts the Lincoln lead to 10, 48-38. Here's number 4 for Sanders on the way. In and out, no good. It's loose. Frank Hall has a rebound, puts it back up and got it. Frank Hall with his first bucket of the night. Makes it an 8-point game again with Lincoln on top by 8. Under a minute to go now, third period. Mitch Roth with the basketball for the Alices to Cardinal. He saw Hetty down low and couldn't quite get the pass to him. And is knocked out of bounds to the Alices with 53 seconds to go in this third quarter.
Watch for a play here, an out-of-bounds play back for Roth. He'll throw it in and probably get a screen because he can shoot the three-point ball.
Roth inbounded for the Alices. Knocked out of bounds by Nick Trabant.
The Alices are going to have to set screens to get the ball in. You can't just let people run around. You got to set some screens to get somebody open.
Cleveland again to try to inbound the ball against Trabant. He gets it in this time to John Hyden. Derek Cardinal with the basketball, bounces it to Dan Cleveland, baseline. Cardinal fakes the three, now takes the jumper. Got it! Cardinal got it, and I think they're going to count it. Derek Cardinal is the 5th point of the night. And basket does count. He is fouled by Frank Hall. Number 54 fouled number 54. Derek Cardinal, 1 out of 4 from the stripe tonight. His first one up, or his tail end of a three-point play is good. Now the Alices again with an 11-point lead. 40 seconds to go, third period. Lane on the drive. It's tipped, and it is controlled by Trabant. Now there's a scramble on, and whistles blow, jump ball. Dual possession as Cardinal and Trabant were kind of going at it. And now the official talking to Cardinal a little bit, trying to settle him down. And on the dual possession, the arrow points the Warriors' way with 32 seconds to go. Third period.
Those many towels they've put out there, and I have a swimming pool out on the floor right now. About the 4th or 5th time we've had to wipe up some perspiration off the floor.
Ryan Kearns is out with the 32 seconds to go in the third period.
Yeah, they probably don't want to pick up any silly fouls, plus get them rested for the 4th quarter. The way North Knox is going to have to play here, they're going to have to probably hold for one shot here and then bring Kearns back in and be well rested for the 4th quarter.
Ball comes into Jamie Lane. He'll take it down to Chris Sanders. Sanders will take it in the paint, put it up, and too hard, no good. Has his own rebound, back up and good. Nice play by Chris Sanders. Chris Sanders with his 7th point of the night. Makes it another 9-point lead now for the Owls with 10 seconds to go, third period. Cardinal looks to pass to Hyde. Can't get it to him, so he'll get it to Hetty. He'll take the three, top of the key, got it! Buried the three. And that's the way the third quarter comes to a close. Charles Hetty has his 3rd three-pointer of the year, his 1st tonight. And with 3 quarters under our belts, it's the Vincennes Lincoln Owls on top of the North Knox Warriors by the score of 54-42. Be back in 60 seconds on Wabash Cablevision Channel 23.
Your local internet provider is Data Depot. You can be online and click your way through the internet to get up-to-date sports scores, business information, and stock reports, and more. Data Depot offers more than just internet services. Computers are becoming more and more of a need. So purchase your next computer along with accessories, learning discs for kids, CD-ROMs, and much more at Data Depot. When it comes to price, selection, and quality, Data Depot is your choice for today's technology.
Do you know me? You're never at home without walking all over me. Your kids abuse me. Oh, sure, you've been generous to me by showering me with mud, salt, gravy, spilt milk.
If your carpet is screaming retirement, you need a trip to M&S Floor Coverings. M&S is your Philadelphia and Monticello by Burlington House dealer with many fibers and colors to choose from. You should choose M&S Floor Coverings, Upper 11th and Hart, Vincennes.
What else could you do to me? Hey, what's that? Oh, no, not a puppy.
As we start the 4th quarter, Dan Cleveland's pass comes into John Hyde, and we have to wonder why Ryan Kearns is not in the lineup yet to start the 4th quarter, whether he might be injured or something. He's still sitting on the bench. John Hyde with the basketball for the Owls and a 12-point lead. Roth fakes the three, takes the short jumper, and too hard, no good. Hetty with a rebound. Brings it out, and he is fouled by Chris Wilson. Sean Busick, head coach of the North Knox Warriors, really upset.
Yeah, you asked about Kearns, I believe. On the last time when they had the last jump ball, there were both players on the floor. It looked like he might have had something to his hand because he grabbed his hand and he came back out. I think if the trainer's looking at his hand right now as he's sitting down towards the end of the bench next to the trainer, so that's going to be a key factor for North Knox. If he can't come in, that diminishes a lot of hopes that they have here.
Sure does, as Charles Hetty gets ready to go to the free throw stripe. Now, the official talking to Coach Busick. Now Ryan Kearns will come back into the contest. I think maybe they were just giving a little more time for Kearns to get back in.
We'll see
Here comes Kearns.
We'll see how Kearns plays with his hand. I believe it was one. I'm not sure if it's right or his left hand, but we'll see if he's very shaky with his hand at all in there.
Charles Hetty at the free throw stripe. 3 out of 4 from the line tonight. 18 points so far on the night for Hetty. It's up and good. 19 on the night for Hetty. He had 22 last week against South Knox. He had 4 from the stripe. Flies it and too short. No good. Rebound. The Warriors. Joe Cardinal kicks it out. Gives to Lane now. He crosses the 10-second stripe against Mark Beasy. To Ryan Kearns. Pass goes down, up, and good by Chris Sanders. Sanders has 9 points on the night, 55-45, or 55-44, 11-point as Cardinal jumps, pumps, scores! Derek Cardinal now with 8 points. 7:05 to go in the basketball game. Here comes Sanders down the court for North Knox. Slows it up, kicks it back out to Ryan Kearns. Sanders again. He'll take the three. Long three. Got it! Sanders has his first three of the night. 10-point lead now by the Allises. Barmas with the basketball for Lincoln. In the wing on the far side, Dan Cleveland back to Barmas. Barmas fires for three. Nope. Rebound Trabant for the North Knox Warriors. To Jamie Lane. Lane on the drive. Try to get around Beasy. Kicks it out to Ryan Kearns. Picked up by Dan Cleveland very quickly. Kearns' pass comes to Joe Cardinal. Back to Trabant. Taken away nicely by Barmas. Clint Barmas with a steal ahead to Beasy. Beasy almost traveled, but no call was made. Hetty's pass blocked. Has his own rebound, though. He'll slow it down against Trabant. Goes to the bucket. Nice baseline move up and no good. But a blocking foul called against Trabant. Nick Trabant, 6'6" junior, with a blocking foul.
Yeah, they were a little, the North Knox fans were upset with the play by Beasy, but really what happened was he just didn't come down with the feet together. They kind of came down 1-2. But I mean, it's not travel because he never really moved his pivot foot. He didn't really have a pivot foot yet. So it's not travel, but Charles Hetty with a nice move. I thought he might have got fouled on the shot, but he'll take it back out, and he goes down to the baseline and gets fouled, and he'll go to the line again.
Last time he was there, he hit 1 out of 2 from there. He has 4 on the line so far tonight. Sir Charles puts it in again. Charles Hetty, 6'9", 200-pound junior. From the free throw stripe.
Yeah, I think the official's talking to Derek Cardinal. The last time Cardinal, he faked like he was going to go in early, try to draw, I guess, to draw him off sides into the lane early. But the ref said we're not going to have any more of that.
Hetty's next shot up and good. 6 points from the line for Charles Hetty. 25 points on the night so far for Hetty. Bested his 22 last week. Kearns with the basketball for North Knox in the paint. Nice dish to Trabant. And Nick Trabant puts it up and good. 10-point lead again by the Allises. 59-49, 5:50 to go in the basketball game. Mark Beasy to Derek Cardinal. Over to Dan Cleveland in the near wing. Top of the key to Beasy now. Wing on the far side to Cardinal. Guarded by Kearns. Pass goes Hetty back to Cardinal. And blocked by Kearns, but a foul also committed by Ryan Kearns against Derek Cardinal.
Nice pass. Charles Hetty came out. Nice cut up the middle in there by Derek Cardinal. Hetty gives it back to him, and Kearns gets him with the body.
Alice's with very good ball movement as Chris Sanders comes back into the basketball game after he talked to head coach Sean Busick. Derek Cardinal at the free throw stripe. He is 2 out of 5 from the line so far tonight. 6 points from the field. 8 points on the night so far by Derek Cardinal. Make that 9 as he gets that free throw to fall through. 6'2", 180-pound senior Derek Cardinal. They only had 4 points last week. Up and too short this time. It's loose. Beasy with a rebound. And he's tied up by Jamie Lane. Possession arrow points to the North Knox Warriors with 5:36 to go in the basketball game. 60-49. Lincoln enjoying an 11-point lead. Lane against Beasy. Jamie, nice bit of dribbling. Picks up his dribble. Near side it comes to Chris Sanders. Jumps, pumps, is partially blocked. Hetty has it, but he stepped out of bounds. Stepped right on the line. It's going to be Warrior ball out with 5:21 to go in the basketball game. And the Warriors down by 11. Taking the ball out of bounds for North Knox, Chris Sanders, 6'2", sophomore. Looking to get it in. He does now to Cardinal. Pass goes over to Ryan Kearns. In the paint. Puts it up. Too soft. No good. Cardinal touches it and saves it. Back to Barmas. Nice hustle by Derek Cardinal. Clint Barmas on the drive. All the way. Coast to coast. Up and good. Barmas with his 11th point of the night. 62-49 now. 5 minutes to go in the game. Jamie Lane across the 10-second mark against Mark Beasy. Pass to Cardinal off the glass. Too hard. No good. Beasy with a Barmas with a rebound behind the back dribble. Across the 10-second mark. Ahead to Hetty. Hetty brings it back out after he collides with Nick Trabant. Cardinal top of the key. Does not shoot. Sees Beasy wide open underneath. Good. Nice pass from Cardinal to Beasy. Lincoln pulling away with 4.5 to go in the game. 64-49. Jamie Lay on the dribble. Over to Cardinal. Loses it momentarily. Up to the bucket. No good. Rebound again. Barmas. Clint Barmas hauls it out of there. Gets over to Mark Beasy. Beasy to Cardinal. 4:10 to go in the game. 64-49. Lincoln on top. Clint Barmas with the basketball. Dan Cleveland now the wing on the far side. Takes it to the baseline. Kicks it back out to Hetty. He'll fake the three. Beasy with the basketball. Top of the key. In the paint. All the way off the glass. Good. Nice move by Beasy. He has 8 quick points. And timeout called by North Knox. With 3:52 to go in the game. Lincoln on top. 66-49. Be back in 30 seconds on Wabash Cablevision Channel 23.
The secret to any successful recovery is to have professional care you can count on. Our goal is to provide you with full recovery from your injury. Vincent's Orthopedic has established a reputation to properly assist you with your injury, specializing in therapy that will recover you back to normal. Vincent's Orthopedic Sports Medicine Center will utilize the proper exercises for faster recovery. Take it to the professionals at Vincent's Orthopedic, located at 1019 Bayou Street, Vincennes.
Three minutes and 52 seconds to go in the basketball game. North Knox on top, 66-49. As Cleveland and Cardinal, Beasy, Hetty, and Barmas come back out for the Alice's. And we're yet to see who's going to come back out for North Knox after they get the instructions from head coach Sean Busick. And here comes Chris Sanders, of course, Ryan Kearns, Nick Trabant, Joe Cardinal, and Jamie Lane. Sanders gets it in to Lane. And he gets it ahead to Ryan Kearns. Kearns is in Warrior territory. Lane's pass comes near side. Three-pointer. Nice shot by Chris Sanders. His 7th of the year. Second three-pointer of the night. 66-52. Lincoln on top. Cardinals pass to Barmas. Can't get the shot away. Goes out of bounds off his knee to the Warriors. 3.5 to go in the game.
Yeah, the Alice's are going to have to step up and guard Sanders for the three-point shot. He looks to be the main three-point shooter for them. Kearns shoots it every once in a while, but not as consistent. Sanders is going to have to be the guy they're going to stop from three-point land.
Lane in the lane, up and off the glass, no good, but a foul called on the Alice's. That'll stop the clock with 3:20 to go in the game. And I think that foul went against Charles Eddy, his second foul of the night. That will put Jamie Lane at the free throw strike. 50% free throw shooter. 4 out of 8 so far. Lane, 6'1", sophomore, puts it up and in and out. No good. Can't get that one to fall. Lane has 9 points so far on the night. His shot up and 10 now as he gets this free throw to go through. Beasy has the basketball now on a pass from Dan Cleveland as the Alice's head the other way. Beasy across the 10-second mark against Jamie Lane. Still on the dribble in the wing on the right side. Nice pass to Barmas. Nice pass to Cleveland. Back to Barmas. Shot no good. Cleveland has it. Back up and good. Dan Cleveland, 4 points on the night, and we have a whistle and an injury. Looks like Joe Cardinal slipped on some perspiration. Wasn't really an injury, just a little bit slow getting up.
Yeah, it looked like at first I thought it might have been his ankle or something. He was slow getting up, but once again we got the towel boy out on the floor to help clean up the mess.
68-53. Lincoln with a commanding lead. Just under 3 minutes to go in the basketball game now. Jamie Lane crosses the 10-second mark against Mark Beasy. Looking for Kearns. He has him on the far side. Ryan jumps. Long jumper, too short, no good. Hetty has the ball for the Alice's. He'll bring it down himself. Stops, hands it off to Clint Barmas. Barmas dribbles once to Cleveland, or rather to Cardinal in the corner. Derrick on the floor one time to Cleveland. Turnaround jumper, no good, rolls over. Rebound, Jamie Lane for North Knox. Lincoln on top, 15 points, 68-53. Lane pulls up, pops it, no good. Hetty hauls in the rebound for the Lincoln Alice's. 2:15 to go in this contest. Alice is looking for victory number 2 on this young season. They'll be 2-0. And North Knox may be handed his first loss of the 1996-97 basketball season. They're 3-0 now. Hetty with the basketball. Under 2 minutes to go in the basketball game now. Chuck Hetty's pass comes to Mark Beasy. He'll go to Derek Cardinal. Lincoln running a lot of time off the clock right now. Beasley with the ball. Over to Barmas. Now to Cardinal. Alice is very patient, working the offense very well, looking for that easy shot. Barmas with the basketball now. Comes back to Mark Beasley. Clint Barmas guarded by Chris Sanders. Barmas now. Down low to Cleveland, up, no good. Hetty has the rebound, back up and good. Charles Hetty, a big rebound and a big bucket. 70-53. The Owls averaged 70 points a game last year, had 80 points in the game last week against South Knox. Trabant shot up, good. Nice soft touch by Nick Trabant. He has 10 points on the night. Not quite at his average of 13, though. Under a minute to go in the ball game now. Long pass to Cardinal. Nice block there by Jamie Lane. Knock it out of bounds. Right in front of head coach Gene Miller. And now North Knox will bring Cardinal out of the ball game. And I think a timeout is called with 58 seconds to go in the game. We'll take a 30-second timeout too. Lincoln on top, 70-55.
Taco Rail. Just one taste, and you'll know that we're the place. At some restaurants, you have to try almost every item on the menu to find one that tastes great. But at Taco Rail, everything we serve is prepared to perfection. Just one taste of one item at Taco Rail will have you saying, everything is great. That's right, Taco Rail. At the corner of 6th and St. Clair in Vincennes. Taco Rail. Just one taste.
Snyder's Body Shop. We've been in business for over 25 years because we care about our customers. Whether it's spot repair or complete paint jobs, use glass or colors to guarantee the best possible finish.
Snyder Body Shop. When you care about your car, we're your next stop. We care, and we show it at Snyder Body Shop. We care, and we show it.
Snyder's Body Shop. We take the dents out.
Cross to Clint Barmas now. Still in the backcourt. Now to Beasley. Double team. Bounce pass goes to Barmas. He hauls it in with one hand. Back to Mark Beasley now as the crowd starts to file for the exits. Only 40 seconds to go in the game. Long pass corralled by Cleveland. Baseline pass goes to Hetty. Cardinal now with a baseline pass to Barmas, and Barmas is fouled intentionally by Jamie Lane. 30 seconds to go in the basketball game. Lincoln will improve their record to 2-0 on the year. North Knox stops their first loss of the year as Justin Lowe now comes back into the contest for the Alices. He replaced Charles Hetty, and Hetty will get a big hand from the crowd as he leads with 23 points on the night. I have Hetty for 23. He had 22 last week against South Knox. Barmas's bucket from the stripe up and good. He's perfect for the line. 4 out of 4 on the night.
One of the few.
One of the few, yeah. Can make it 5 out of 5. No, I jinxed him again. Rebound. Chris Sanders with 25 seconds to go in the game. He'll bring it across the time stripe himself. Pick it up. Ryan Kearns with the basketball. Long three, too short, no good. Cardinal with the rebound for the Alices. 15 seconds. Derek Cardinal on the dribble to Mark Beasley now. Beasley's double team back to Cardinal. Cardinal's pass goes to Barmas. He'll fake the three-point baseline shot. Beasley with the basketball. 3, 2, 1. Beasley shot up. Good. That's the end of the game. Mark Beasley put his 10th point through the bucket, and the buzzer sounded to end the first game between these two ball clubs in the 1996-97 basketball season, and saw the Lincoln Alices defeat the North Knox Warriors by the score of 73-55. You see the two teams on the floor congratulating one another. There's the head coach, Sean Busick, congratulating Charles Hetty. 73-55. The Owls is on top of the North Knox Warriors, and we'll be back with stats about the entire ball game and information about ball games coming up. So keep it right here on Wabash Cablevision Channel 23.
Wabash Cablevision presents the Cable Advantage Channel Home Show. Tune in every weekend to Channel 23 and view area homes for sale presented by local real estate companies. You'll also find helpful information on mortgage lending and financial services, as well as...
You know, Dan, that's one aspect that we kind of got burned on a little bit. I felt that they got a lot of offensive rebounds. I know Trabant had 3 there in the first half. I'm not sure what he ended up with, and they got a lot of offensive rebounds and putbacks against us, and that's one aspect of the game that we were not real pleased with.
Well, the Warriors, of course, physically were much bigger than the South Knox Spartans who played last week, and I think that was kind of to be expected of the rebounds going that way. Now, next week, you take on the Evansville Central. No, first of all, who do we play on the 14th?
We have Boonville coming up Saturday
that's right.
night.
That's right. Well, anything special you got planned for them?
They are very aggressive. They kind of play a little bit of North Knox style. They're pretty strong kids, and they're aggressive. We must contain the drives. They got a lot of kids, Titzer and Duncan, and a couple other kids, Salee, playing the point guard, and they have a lot of kids that like to drive the ball to the hole, and they got a pretty good post player as well, so it's going to be another tough fight for us.
I know it's kind of interesting to see the matchup between Charles Heddy and Ryan Kearns here tonight. 2 very talented ball players and very talented juniors going at it against one another.
Very good athletes there. They got in a lot of foul trouble there at the end of the ball game. They had to shift Kearns over on Chuck there late in the game there because they had so many kids in foul trouble. It's, you know, you get 2 good athletes. It's always fun for people to see 2 good athletes go at one another.
So 2 wins in a row, and of course you're going to try to keep the streak going. And good luck against Boonville next